What have I learned from running 18 days straight? Now, before I tell you that, I wanted to give you today's Bible verse. It comes from the last line of Isaiah chapter 60, verse 22. It reads, "At the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen." Lately, I've been impatient with a lot of things, whether it's life, money, relationships, this account, or my goals. I end up reflecting back on this verse quite often. You see, as a Christian, a lot of what we believe in is based on faith, because we believe in a God that most people don't believe in. That's why we say faith over fear. Now, the verse on the back of this shirt is from Psalm chapter 118, verse 6. It reads, "The Lord is for me, so I will have no fear. What can mere people do to me?" What I've learned most as a Christian is that God likes to teach us patience. He doesn't do it to hurt us, He wants to help us. That's why He says at the right time He will make it happen. He wants to make sure we're ready for the things He's going to gift us. If you're going into a relationship with personal issues, you're often going to end up building that relationship on sand. As we know, sand is never a good foundation for a house, and neither should it be for our relationships. Now, that can go for anybody in the relationship, whether it's you or the person on the other side. Now, a relationship is probably the easiest example I could have given out of the 5 options I said, but I know you can apply those verses to those options. Now, with me giving you those verses, I'm ready to tell you what I've learned from running 18 days straight. First is it gets worse before it gets better. The first 2 to 3 days is probably the easiest. You can call that the honeymoon phase, but after that you experience setbacks. From that time until now, I still want to quit, but I have patience that the will to keep going is going to be stronger than the will to quit. Next thing I have for you is fueling. I'd say fueling is probably the most important part of running every single day, or even if you're working out. Obviously, we know your body needs fuel to thrive through the day. I was often not eating enough, and by 4 or 5 in the afternoon, I was very tired. That leads me to the next thing I've learned. The right fuel matters. Now, when I say the right fuel, obviously we know that fast food has lots of calories, and so it's easy to eat fast food and make up those calories. And sure to help for a little bit, but you're going to notice quickly how bad you feel after you eat that food. I had that same mentality of thinking I could just eat all the fast food I want and it makes up for all the calories I'm losing. But if I was trying to fix being tired in the late afternoon, that wasn't the solution. Ever since I've switched my diet over a little bit, it's definitely helped me feel more fueled throughout the day. And sure, I feel a little tired in the afternoon, but it's a healthy tired. When I ate that fast food, I felt drained. And when I switched over my diet to healthier options, I felt less tired and less drained. I had more energy to last through the day. The next thing I learned is how important sleep is. Out of all the recovery activities you do, whether it's a cold plunge, a sauna, compression, massages, all that type of stuff, sleep is the most important. If you're sleep deprived, you're more at risk to get dementia and Alzheimer's. Another thing that goes with sleep is sleep consistency. Falling asleep and waking up at the same time matters more than you think it does. Once I started running again, I had to shift my wake up time earlier, which of course affected how I felt in the first couple days. That brings me to the last thing that I learned. Trust your body. Now I have a Whoop and a Garmin that both tell me my scores in the morning, but I'm not focusing on how high the score is. I'm looking at my things like my HRV, resting heart rate, blood oxygen, and all the other little metrics. Now, if I notice my HRV is lower, I know that I should be taking a Zone 2 day. Zone 2s are good for recovery, and lately I've been hyping them up a lot. Besides what I've learned, I've noticed I can run at a faster pace with a lower max heart rate, which is kind of cool. But besides that, trust your body. If you wake up and you're feeling tired, your body hurts, all that type of stuff, the last thing you want to go do is run really hard intervals. If you wake up feeling like that, you should probably do a Zone 2 run or not run at all and take a rest day. Now, I know I said take a Zone 2 run, but that's mostly just for me because I am on a goal to get 10,000 followers by running every day. One last thing I want to add in there is fuel before your run. I used to run fasted a lot, and I thought I was doing fine until I actually ate the right thing before my run, and then I felt 10 times better. I didn't feel lightheaded, which for whatever reason I thought was normal after a run. And to tie in the fueling and trusting your body, if you feel hungry, eat food. Now, don't go eating a bag of chips or a piece of candy. Eat some real food. Get your carbs in there, especially if you're running. Protein, fiber, all that good stuff. Because fueling will also help your recovery. I noticed that once I started fueling right and sleeping right, that my recoveries the next day were feeling better. And I didn't wake up sore. Also, if you like the hat that I'm wearing, go check out Web Western and use code CRUISE10 for 10% off. I think that pretty much wraps up everything that I've learned. If I missed anything, I'll make another video at day 30. But for now, remember Jesus loves you and so do I. Goodbye.